You're good now.
Okay. So here's your little pot as essential. And then it starts to grow a little bit more as certified. So let me see all those hands up. Essentials and certifieds. Both give yourselves a ooh, ooh. And as a certified, do you know that you just got a raise? Because you are not making 20% anymore on your PRV. You are now making 25%. Which, as you will see, from here on, this number never changes. You will always make 25% on your PRV, your personal retail volume. You still have no monthly sales requirement. You're starting to expand and grow. You're working your own garden. You're still working alone. But you're spreading Scentsy seeds. And more people than we even know are watching us. Get your hands up, Essential and Certified. More people than we know are watching us and watching what we're doing. And they never say it, but they are watching us. Get both hands up if you are Essential and Certified. You'll see why in a minute. Just keep them up. And when we start working more and more, this is what we expect. Change the slide, please. This is what we envision. We're going to take our little flower pot and we're going to go rush the bank with all of our money. Now, the reason that I wanted you as Essential and Certified Consultants to keep those hands up, next slide please, is because as Essential and Certified Consultants, you are the sole support of your business. It's all up to you. And unfortunately, you can put your hands down now. How did that feel to you? Was it tiring? You got tired of holding it up, didn't you? Well, unfortunately, some get to this stage, Essential and Certified, and because they never took time to really understand the compensation plan, change the slide, please. This is what happens. What a difference. When you're thinking you were going to get this master garden, because that's what the master gardener had when you saw it, you didn't expect this. Now, many have never planned their Scentsy landscape, nor have they rooted their Scentsy garden. They have no vision of possibility. This is where many get tired. They stop tilling the Scentsy soil. They stop planting their Scentsy seeds. And then you know what they do? They quit. And they say, oh, I tried that Scentsy stuff. It didn't work. But you know, in reality, it is they who did not work. Because Scentsy is work. It does not get rich quick. It does demand work, like any other business. And in fact, you may be surprised to know that some in our group have been certified. Now, don't get me wrong here. I'm not knocking certified at all. Since 2007 and 2008. And what year are we in right now? 2012. Can you imagine holding both your hands up like that for over 4 or 5 years, working alone? Now again, please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that Essential or Certified is a bad place to be. In fact, there is a reason you are called Essential. Because you are essential to our business. And do you want to know why some have stopped? Next slide, please. Again, because they saw the beautiful garden of the master gardener, the seasoned Scentsy consultant. They expected that their garden would immediately look like hers, but they didn't expect the work that goes into it. So when they didn't see immediate results, and they didn't share Scentsy sprigs right away, instead of consulting with the master gardener to see what they did to get their results, they just gave up and they stopped working at all. Because they expected immediate fruitage for a little effort. Now, we all like to see fruitage for our efforts, don't we? And that means we cannot stop tending our own Scentsy garden. Things will change, and they do from this point forward. Change the slide, please. When we see the fruits of our labor, it is our delight to share. Others see our joy and they start asking questions, and then we get to share the magic of Scentsy with them by giving them their little sprig of Scentsy, their little starter pot, their little starter kit, so they can start and grow their own Scentsy garden. They start to envision their beautiful Scentsy landscape. Change the slide, please. If you want your Scentsy landscape to change, Consistently share Scentsy Sprigs. And when someone accepts one of your sprigs, congratulations. You're no longer working alone. I was going to have the essential and the certified hold their hands up till now. Can you imagine what you'd be feeling? Yeah. When someone accepts your sprig, you're no longer working alone. And I don't want you to think that people are not interested in doing direct sales. Between 25,000 and 26,000 Americans sign a direct sales agreement every single day. We just need to find some of them. Our job is to share, their job is to accept. Now, when someone accepts one of your little sprigs, you have now become a mentor and a trainer for the greatest wickless candle company in the world. You now have an opportunity for advancement. When someone accepts a little sprig of Scentsy from you, you now have not a sprig, but a little sprout that you need to nurture so that they can begin their own Scentsy garden. As you can see here in the picture, this Scentsy gardener is only too happy to share some little sprigs. Now remember that your essential and certifieds, there was no monthly minimum requirement. However, to advance beyond certified, things change and the rules change a bit. It's kind of like being single versus married. Before we were just concerned about ourselves, now we have another person to consider, the same thing. And things do change, and let's see why. Let's see what they are. Change the slide, please. Okay, here again our compensation plan. She is so willing to share. As a lead consultant monthly, you must do $500 PRV every month. That is a minimum. And note, this number will never change from this point forward. If you are to be paid at your rank, lead or above, you must do $500 a month. The team, you and all your little sprigs, have to do $1,000 a month. And yes, these are monthly minimums. And at least one active frontline. Now, if you're not currently at $500 a month consistently, do not fret. Just know that if you want to see better yield from your Scentsy garden, you have to work toward that goal. And that is why, although you are helping someone else start their own little garden, you cannot stop tending your own garden. You cannot ignore your own garden. Planting seeds is a task that must continue while you're sharing sprigs and taking care of your sprouts. If you want your Scentsy garden to grow, and here's why. If one of your, well, here's why. In fact, that was a question somebody asked. Can my downline move ahead of me? Yes, is the answer. If you're growing along here, and they meet you or beat you, you are no longer receiving produce from their garden. You're back to working alone. Now that's only a temporary thing, because once you move ahead of them, you start getting produce from their garden again. In other words, you start getting paid on their team. So that's again why it's important. Yes, you share the sprigs, but you still have to tend your own garden. And as a result, when you do that, again, here's our consistent number for our PRV, 25%. And again, this number never changes from here. Plus, look what you pick up. 2% of your personal wholesale volume, and that number only increases from here. And an additional 2% of your frontline essential and certified consultants. And that only increases from here as well. Change the slide, please, so we can recap the minimums to be paid as lead. These are the minimums to be met if you want to be paid at lead. How many lead consultants are here today? Great. Give yourselves a little excellent. Very good. Now, essential and certified. Raise your hands again, lead. Give yourself a big old Get some Scentsy spirit going, lead. You're no longer working by yourselves. What a great mentor you are. Now, essential and certified, look around and see who those leads are, because they have most recently been where you are. Learn how they expanded their gardens for advancement and follow their lead. Next slide, please. Now, on that lead, you think 2%. Oh man, that doesn't seem like much. And from one little sprig, it's not. But remember that you will be gaining many little little front line gardening partners. So when you train them right from the start to share their Susie Sprigs with other potential gardening partners, they will be growing their own garden, which will automatically grow yours. Because remember, while their PRV increases, your TWV increases, and you advance. Are you starting to like this gardening thing? Are you getting that you need to work your garden and help others do theirs? Starting to like these little sprigs? So where does it go from here? As we see there,